I know how awful it feels to have the person who you love and trust the most in the world tell you that they are no longer in love with you. It is a massive shock. My story of cheating shows how infidelity destroys a relationship. Here is my personal story of infidelity and how I became the betrayed wife. My infidelity story. Like most infidelity stories, mine begin with deception, hiding, and a lot of lying. Cheaters lie to themselves, their affair partners, and of course to their faithful wives who they betray. My husband's story is no different. His extramarital affair hurt me, his wife, tremendously. My infidelity story unveils the heart-wrenching reality of betrayal within my marriage. His cheating scenario. I knew that our marriage wasn't perfect. No marriage is perfect. No marriage is perfect all the time. But I thought we were happy and had something special between us. Yet I had a nagging concern, as I had seen signs of my husband changing towards me over the past year. He seemed to be withdrawing from me. He spent most of his spare time at the gym or working late. When he finally came home, he absorbed himself with the television, telling me he was too tired to talk. Seeing that he was so tired led me to believe that he was mentally exhausted from working in our business. I felt guilty that he had to work so hard and was so worn out. Sadly, I didn't know the truth about why he was so tired, nor did I understand why he was withdrawing his love from me. While cheating, he made a fool of me. To make his life more comfortable, I took on nearly all family responsibilities. Unbeknown to me, I gave him more free time to cheat behind my back by showing him that kindness. Then he could come home and watch the TV for the rest of the night. I felt so angry and used when the truth came out. His deception made a fool out of me and my generosity toward him. I was a loving and supportive wife and a caring mother to our children. Why was he telling me he was no longer in love with me? His acting this way confused me because I knew that we did have a love for each other. Sadly, I didn't know what was happening behind my back. I love you, but I am not in love with you. Where did all this talk of not being in love come from? That horrible night as he shared those awful words, my heart fell onto the floor, and my mouth hung open in disbelief. He said, "I love you, but I am not in love with you anymore." Then he proceeded to tell me how miserably unhappy he was, and that he had been unhappy for years. Panic gripped my throat as he continued to vent at me in utter contempt. Furthermore, his face was flushed and distorted in anger as he spoke. Blame that I had disappointed him, and that he was desperately unhappy dripped off every word he said to me. Because I was in complete shock over his words, I shut down, and a fear of being abandoned flooded me. As a result, I spent the next year doing everything I could to please him. In my fear, I let his words deceive me into believing that I had failed him and that I was responsible for fixing our marriage. According to him, our marriage was broken, and I hadn't even realized it. So I second-guessed myself and tried to fix it. I didn't know that he was deliberately deceiving me. As a result, I worked even harder. I gave even more and tolerated things I shouldn't have endured in our relationship. Yet it was always a losing battle as nothing I did was enough for him. He resented me more for trying. A fear of being abandoned consumed me. Why was he so angry at me? His anger and criticism continued to grow, no matter how kind or generous I was toward him. I was confused and heartbroken all the time with his behavior. He would fly into irrational rages when I stood up for myself or our relationship. Ignorantly, I played right into his deceitful ploy. His words and actions triggered my fears, and I doubted my intuition. Questioning myself was exactly what he wanted. I was continually being thrown off balance by his anger. It kept me trying to appease him by thin,